Hello and welcome. This is Upwell and Onwards here. This is probably one of the biggest update videos I'll be doing for a while because after this week, sadly I'll have to be tearing up all the track on my layout. Primarily because gonna be putting some underlay on the baseboard. I think I'm gonna go instead of traditional cork. I'll go with that Woodland Scenics track roadbed foam stuff. Because at the moment it seems a more cheaper and viable source than cork. And if I have to cut it, at least it won't crumble. So I'll try and get out the rest of my pre-recorded stuff, even though I currently have a two-parter that I recorded about roughly at the beginning of this month or just the end of last month that I have yet to upload. Sadly, the Manor and the J72 tank engine kind of skipped the queue on that one. Whoops. And yeah, but before I have to tear up the track, hopefully I'll be able to record one more loco review if it arrives tomorrow. And if it does, sweet, get one more video in before I have to tear everything up to put the underlay on. Now, to make sure I don't mess up my track plan when I have to relay everything, I'm going to be taking photos of the layout in 2-foot section areas, so that way I can work from the photos how the track went. Naturally, the stupidly large siding that's behind the train here, that's going to be shortened off to about here, maybe about where these jars in the background are at the most. Also, hopefully I'll be able to probably buy a couple new points or point motors and see if I can finally get around to installing points motors for my track, because I'm really getting sick and tired of having to reach over with a stick or with a plastic stick or something just to switch the 2 points that are way over there. I'm really gone tired of it. And I figure having a set of points up there for those two buggers and having the switch on the side here, or actually having a switch box hanging on it, will do me better. It's quite a big change for me because I've only just recently tidied up the power feed for the track, which is now the wires. They basically, I think it's better to demonstrate with a bit of track I've lying around. This old bit of steel track that I oddly have. Basically, like normal fish plates, they just hook on, but the wires, they go in between the rails and just drop down through a couple of holes. Now, to plug up the holes that were already made for the wires beforehand, as well as the other ones from when I did the old 2-track system I had, I just plugged them up, quite simple. I was able to make a couple of simple plugs with toothpicks. Now, I know that may not seem like a wise idea, but it's better than filling that with something like plastic or a metal rod than if I had to drill a hole near that area. It wouldn't bugger up the drill, because I didn't use glue. It's just simple banging in with a hammer. I think it's a level of ingenuity you don't see anymore, because even the old holes I had on the side of the board here, they're all plugged up. So I'm happy. But yeah, basically when it comes to having to drill the holes in the foam bed for the drop wires. I'm going to use these toothpicks. Naturally going to paint the ends of them so I can tell which is for which. But yeah, going to use these toothpicks as sort of a stopgap, about put them in about the hole just enough so it plugs the hole a bit, but I can take them out again. Because the last thing I want to do is re-drill. But yeah, anyways, the main thing is though, the whole track is getting lifted to put underlay on. Then hopefully not too long after that, I'll be able to start ballasting. So probably the only thing you'll be able to see coming from my layout until the track's been relayed is probably a few workshop videos, maybe. I don't know. I actually got a good friend of mine helping me out with the whole ballast thing. A mate of mine from the local Model Engineers Club, who's currently working on his third layout. So I'm grateful for his help. And as for stripping the track down, taking it and then putting it back together again, I kind of got a family member of mine helping out, so should be okay. If the dozy beggar actually knows what the heck she's doing. I'm not saying help from family's not good. If it's free help, sure, sweet. But if they don't understand track geometry, then oof, I'm not even going to go on that subject. Cola, by the way. I do not believe in drinking intoxicating drinks while doing an update video or any videos at all. It's quite bad, really, doing that. But yeah, anyways. So basically, last week of the layout, being as it is, because probably as soon as I get the track underlay, the foam bed, the foam track bed for my layout, it's going to be a massive tidy up. I mean, everything on the top of the layout is cleaned off, all the track taken up, save what can be saved, give all the track a nice clean as well, before putting it back on, I mean. Give all the track a good clean before putting it back on. What else? Oh yeah, but before putting the foam bed down, and also before putting the track down, after the track's been pulled up in that, the whole baseboard is going to get a full clean. I mean, gonna grab the vacuum, and give it a good go on full power. Just suck up every single bit of junk and crap on the layout. And then, yeah. But what I'll do before putting the track back on, I mean, after the foam is on, is, if I can, paint the foam bed in areas so that way I can start putting buildings on. And I think I have by my foot, I think, dang, I had it a minute ago, I had a nice little Metcalf kit of a coal merchant. That autofocus is really starting to bug me now. Jeez Louise. But anyways, coal merchant's building. I had a kit of one lying around by my foot a minute ago. Where it went, I have no clue in heck. So, oh well. But yeah, basically Upwell and Onwards is going to finally start taking shape. And before ballasting the layout, I'm naturally going to do a test length on a bit of scrap track. So fingers crossed it goes well, because the ballaster I'm using is a 3D printed one, and the design I believe I was able to get from Double O Rail. Like and subscribe his channel, because he has done some really nice stuff. He's even done a very beautiful segment on upgrading the classic Hornby teak coach. And I don't mean the expensive ones, I mean the cheapest chips Hornby Railroad ones. This is not exactly a teak coach, but apart from the colour, the moulding is exactly the same. This is well, since it's a breakdown train unit car, this is actually an ex-LNER coach, really. So basically the same as this, except, the teak colours. And instead of using, a wash or an interesting paint mix, he actually does a very interesting mix with a wood stain. Of all things, a wood stain. It takes hours to dry, but I think he does beautiful work. So, Double RL, keep on entertaining everyone. Now, actually, that's actually put me on a good subject, because the workshop video, the two-parter one that I have, it's actually about an LNER teak coach. Primarily repainting the roof, because the Hornby ones, white roofs and that. The one I had a white roof, but it was showing really big black patches on the roof, so I had no choice but to repaint it. But I figure, after having a look at pictures of the premium versions of the coaches, where they actually have a bit of a red lining, dark red lining underneath the coach body, I figure if and when I have time, I'll give a try of that. Because I got a couple of reds here. I think this dark one here looks better. Well, a hell of a lot better than the bright red anyway. But I'll do that on a later date. Probably after I get the layout sorted. So, yeah. Anyhow, thank you very much for watching this. So after this is uploaded and I'm sure you're watching it now. After I upload this video, what's gonna be viewed for about the next week or two or fortnight, and I do not mean the game, for the next fortnight, I'll be working on my layout and uploading pre-recorded videos. So, yeah, that should be fun. Well, until then, thank you all very much for watching. And for a while, this is Upwell and Onwards here, signing off.